welcome to This Week at Shrouded, episode 59. That's right, 10 more episodes away from a milestone. We've got a great show for you today. Check out our guests, Bebo and Rec. Thank you so much for coming. I'm your host, AGreener. We're going to talk about some Shrouded news today on the podcast. I think we should discuss the Fallout phenomenon that's currently happening. Just for a few minutes. This is the beginning. I know it's a Destiny podcast, but we like to talk about other games. I'm going to talk about my time a little bit more in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We should talk about Stellar Blade too, I think. And then the podcast is going to shift to the new Brave Arsenal weapons, Forbearance and Hammerhead, the power rework that was on the TWID this week, and of course the sunrising of weapons coming during the final shape. So that's your overview. I want to start the podcast off by announcing our 2300 silver winners this week. Just a reminder to everybody that listens or watches the podcast live or on YouTube, or listens on podcast services around the globe. You can always win silver on this podcast. We do two 2300 silver giveaways at the beginning. We try to remember to do it at the beginning of the podcast. This is the first time I've remembered, but it's always in the description below if we ever forget. So the winners this week are Devilito 666 and Monkey Zero. So congratulations to the two winners. You can claim your prize by DMing AGreener in the Shrouded Discord. If you're not in our Discord, well, sucks to be you. Join it. ShroudedGaming.com/Discord.
Devilito's going to be in shambles when you reset the economy.
Maybe. There's going to be more people in shambles than Devilito, though. There's people with like 10 million.
Why hoard them?
I don't know. You can ask Joe about that. He likes to hoard them just for the sake of having them. You could ask him why. I don't know the answer.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway. So normally we start the podcast by talking about some of the things we were doing outside of Destiny this week. I wanted to talk about just a little bit of the Fallout phenomenon that's happening right now. Obviously, I don't know. Have either one of you watched the series?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Sure have.
I watched it as well. I think it's really good. It's really great. I'm a huge Fallout fan long before the series came out. So as a fan, I really liked that it was... it was really good. It stayed true to the game, but also it told its own story, which was interesting because we've got some really good rehashes over the last couple of years that have been, The Last of Us is a perfect example. It's basically a shot-for-shot retelling of the video game. And then we got Halo that was just completely forgot about everything in the series. Admittedly, it's supposed to be taking place in a different universe. The game and the TV show are supposed to be different realities. But, which they explained before it came out, but I still think it pisses people off that it's so much different.
Because people have reading comprehension.
Anyway, but Fallout has towed the line perfectly, where they're still in the same universe, but they're telling a completely different story that almost has no bearing whatsoever on any of the games. And they did a really good job doing it. They have likable characters. Even though Lucy's eyes are kind of big, I like her as a character. Of course the ghoul was a really good character. But the phenomenon that I'm talking about, other than the series being good, is the fact that everybody is just flocking to Fallout 76, Fallout 4, Fallout 1, 2, and 3 in New Vegas in droves. Millions and millions of people are buying and playing the games for the first. Well, maybe not millions are playing it for the first time, but Bethesda threw out some numbers that there was like 1 million people playing Fallout 76 the other day, which is crazy for that game. We all know it had a rocky start, but it's kind of pulled back, or it's kind of fixed some of the shit that was a problem at the beginning, and the game's been pretty decent.
Oh, yeah?
But yeah, I haven't played it personally. This is just the narrative that I'm hearing, that I've heard actually over a while on the internet, because I listen to a lot of gaming podcasts, and it comes up every 6 months or so. That it's a much better game, obviously, than it used to be. Not a full-on No Man's Sky, like emergence of a better game, but definitely better than Fallout 76 was on launch, which, as a huge Fallout 4 fan, I was incredibly disappointed by Fallout 76. So I might go back and check it out. yeah, they said there was like 1 million players the other day, which was crazy for that game. That's crazy for any game to have 1 million concurrents. And then millions overall playing all the Fallouts across all the platforms at one time. Fallout 1, 2, 3, New Vegas, and 4. And it's crazy. Could you imagine if they released this Fallout TV show with a brand new $80 or $70, $60 game? I don't know how much you pay for games in America. $60 or $70 is it now?
Well, given that studio's recent performance, I imagine it would be technically broken and boring.
Yeah, but all their games are always technically broken. Anyway, doesn't matter. The point is, they're making a ton of money off a game that right now that you can buy for $7 or $8. People are buying it up in droves. Obviously, the DLCs are all like $20, $30. They probably did that systematically because they knew this was coming. But anyway, it's a big resurgence on the Fallout front. You've got all the Xbox fanboys talking about Fallout being this amazing franchise that's always been with Microsoft, and then you got the same people on the other side that are just like heartbroken that this game is from an Xbox studio. It's crazy. It's funny to watch them go back and forth online. I can't help it. I can't help it.
Microsoft smells $1. They'll just port it over.
Well, no, these games are all on PlayStation. It's just people don't want to give PlayStation money. It's the reason they're all on PlayStation because Bethesda was the third-party studio until last year. So but they're all claiming that these Fallout games are Xbox like they're Xbox games, even though they were made before Bethesda even bought Xbox. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's besides the point. It's really funny, that discourse. I just wanted to bring it up. I want to say it's crazy that a TV show can really breathe this much life into like a when Fallout 4 came out, like 2015. So 9-year-old game, 10-year-old game. I don't know the exact date. And people are they're rolling with it. They're rolling with it right now. And 76, obviously a little bit newer, but still like 2017 or 18. Like it's not that old. I mean, it's pretty old.
They did just release a new patch, a new fidelity patch.
They released a next-gen patch for
although
all platforms.
It's been a little rocky, but you know.
I mean, Bethesda games are always rocky, and I think most of the rock and jank has come from the people that are trying to reload their old Fallout 4 saves.
And modded stuff.
They have mods on it and all that stuff, and nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying. I've seen a couple of videos where it's just like, oh, look at all my stuff floating through the air, but like the buildings that it was in was modded, so like it's just the mods don't work anymore. That's not a Bethesda thing, in my opinion. But you know, impressions on Twitter, they're important. So there's that. Anyway, what did you guys think about RO? I asked you if you liked it, I think, but how about you guys really enjoy this series? You think it's okay? Like you didn't finish it?
It's all right.
I haven't finished it.
Okay.
But I'm not like mad if you say any spoilers or anything. But like I thought it was really good. I feel like I think I played Fallout New Vegas. That's the one I really played for a bit. I feel like the game of Fallout itself, that was the only way you could make a series. It not having like a main character of sorts. In terms of like, just as long as you capture the essence of the world and what people would genuinely be like in that world, like you'll be fine. And I think that's how it felt to me, at least.
You don't need to have any background really to enjoy the show. You could go into it not ever playing a Fallout game or know anything about it, and you would still be able to follow what's going on.
That's also something that you pointed out. Like I know it has like a lot of member berries, you know, but like
a lot of what?
If you're just member berries.
What's a member berry?
I don't know, like callback, like again, what's the name? Like callbacks to the game.
Yeah, of course. It's got a ton. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like, really hardcore fans will enjoy that, and then just anyone watching it that doesn't know about the game can just hop in, just like Rex said. Enjoy it. So
A few of those hardcore fans are not particularly happy with the show because there's some implications at the end of the series for canonizing some of the endings in the game. Stuff that exists at the end of the show that people are reading into a little too much and getting a little too fired up on Twitter. Maybe it's just impression farming, but there've been quite a bit of people complaining about it in various corners of the internet.
I think the biggest one was mostly like rectified. They were talking about shady stands because it's in New Vegas and like but they said on Twitter something like Bethesda or Todd Howard or maybe the producer of the show. I don't fucking know. They're just like no. It was blown up like 2 years after New Vegas. Don't worry about it. That's the like. And so people are just like, okay, so it's still they were concerned because a lot of people's favorite games, it's like a cult classic, New Vegas. They wanted to make sure New Vegas was canon, and that timeline was really close to making it not canon. But they confirmed it was, so it's all good. The only other thing is there's different endings for Fallout 4.
Yeah.
And one of them you destroy the big Brotherhood of the Steel ship that was seen flying overhead. In the show, but it actually doesn't make any sense to me. Like, Fallout 4 takes place in where the fuck does it take place? Massachusetts. Why is the Pride Wind even over in fucking Las Vegas in California? That doesn't make any sense. But for some reason, the idiots, the dumb magoos, were like, "Oh yeah, that's the Pride Wind." The showrunners, that's the Pride Wind. So then everyone lost their damn mind because you can destroy one of the endings in Fallout 4 is you can take the path that destroys the Pride Wind. So it doesn't make any sense. But and they all lost their mind. Like, something can't be rebuilt. First of all, secondly, and who cares which ending of Fallout 4 is canon? Does anyone really care? Like,
Apparently.
Like, why is that a big deal? Like, you like, it doesn't matter. They're not gonna retread that story. Like, oh yeah, that random fucking person from 140 years ago blew up the Brotherhood of the Steel ship, blew up the Institute, flew over yonder, did all this fucking shit. Makes no difference. Nobody, you're never gonna hear about that person, ever.
Also, like, I can't remember the last time I heard anyone bring up Fallout 4 before this show.
Fallout 4 is so good. It's one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, but people aren't like that. Like, I understand that, but people aren't like just in everyday casual conversation bringing it up somehow because it's such a cult classic. You know what I mean? Like,
No, New Vegas is a cult classic.
Well, I'm about to say, Greener, I need to ask, are you on Team New Vegas or Team Fallout 4?
Well, listen.
Because those two camps, they really don't like each other sometimes.
Well, that's dumb people, all right? I'm fine with people liking things that they like and not what I like. That it makes no difference to me. I'm a Fallout... If I were to compare the two together, I'm a Fallout 4 fan. Mainly because I just love, like, settlement building. Like, that's my jam. I fucking love that shit. And, like... When I used to play Fallout 4, I'd go all over. I would just build these incredible, amazing, self-sustaining settlements all over Massachusetts. I'd invite people to come live there, and every one of them would be a thriving utopia away from the dirty wasteland. And New Vegas, great story, great game, great twist. What the fuck is that? Beeping sound. Beep beep beep.
People, are you communicating with your people?
yeah, it's
That's what I thought.
All right. And admittedly, New Vegas has like a better exploration, a better storyline. Obviously, the mechanics aren't as good. I mean, the game is like 5 years older. They
all have the same mechanics.
No, they
It's
don't.
all the same.
It all got increased and better.
All the way up to
Fallout
start.
1 and 2 is a completely different style and genre of a game, so don't even start. I'll talk about that in a second. Anyway, I love 4. New Vegas fans, that's totally fine. I like New Vegas too, but if I had to pick one to play, it would be Fallout 4 every day of the week. Now, with that said, the original Fallout games, long before Bethesda got their hands on them, are incredible isometric RPGs that are just unbelievable. If you ever played Wasteland, or what was that Western one that came out recently? Fuck, I can't even remember the name of it. It was so good though. Those games are incredible. Incredible isometric RPG, old style, top down, dice roll like combat. If you know what I mean, where you just like, you know, you just point and shoot the gun, but it's a dice roll whether you hit or not. That stuff was always so good. Wasteland is like a big series if you've never played them, that really capitalized on that concept. And then the people, from what I understand, the people that actually made some of the Fallout games were the ones that crowdfunded Wasteland 2, and it was popular enough that I got a publisher for Wasteland 3. So that was actually really neat and really interesting. Anyway, those games, the first two, if you were actually a fan of the series, the TV series, the Fallout 1 and 2 and Fallout New Vegas have the most connections to the TV series than Fallout 3 or Fallout 4. So, and if you like isometric RPGs with dice roll combat, the first two are just some of the best in the business.
What about Fallout Tactics, Greener?
I never played it.
It wasn't good, so you're not missing out.
Okay.
My least favorite game in the entire series.
Sounds like when did that come out? Was it Bethesda era?
I don't know if it's a Bethesda game or not.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, if it's a Bethesda era, just era. Like, did they own the Fallout? Because I don't think they made that game. I would have known more about it.
It leaned too much into, the combat and not enough into story and more interesting things. Like
the tactics in a tactics game is the best part of a tactics game.
It wasn't good though.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, what do you mean? Who cares?
It was too slow and it was kind of boring.
Man wanted Fire Emblem Three Houses.
I mean, you know, I fuck with Final Fantasy Tactics, but
that game's so
Fallout
good.
Tactics was not good.
What about Fallout Shelter? I did play that for like 3 minutes. Not 3, probably 2 or 3 days. It was fun. It's a good little mobile game, but I'm not into mobile shit. You can get it on Steam, but I'm not into playing mobile games on my computer. I like playing good games on my computer. I said
That's why you're a Destiny 2 player.
That's right, exactly. You know what's up.
All right, what's next on the agenda?
Hold on. Your border is off by like a millimeter, and it's pissing me off.
Oh my god.
Why does that bother you so much? It's a disease.
Why does it bother you so much?
Because
Exactly. That's what.
I have OCD. Leave me the fuck alone. Do I make fun of your mental illnesses?
All the time.
Bebo, let's start poking out things that are slightly off kilter in his background right now and get him to clean his room.
That actually doesn't bother me because I'm not looking at it.
Oh, okay.
Actually, your room's kind of blurry. You should probably fix that.
That's by design. Dumb. Okay, so what's next on the topic list? All right, so what I have next on the topic list, I got a little bit more into Final Fantasy. We were right at the beginning of it last week. I didn't really have any impressions. I'm still not that far into it, but I just wanted to give some quick impressions, in just case anybody was interested in how the story or how it was going. So playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which if you didn't know, you're not following along. There was a game a long time ago called Final Fantasy VII. It was really good, became a classic. A lot of people like it, but it's kind of old. 1997, I believe it was released. Square Enix broke the internet one day when they announced Rec just fucking zipped way to the left on his screen.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Okay,
I think
all
it
right.
just read it to
So-
the wall.
Well, actually, Sony broke the internet one day because they were the ones that got to announce that they were Square Enix was making a Final Fantasy VII remake. What are you doing? Oh, I see what you're doing. He's trying to fuck with me. Okay, all right. I can ignore it. Here, easy peasy. Where's the can? No, that's Bebo. Oh, he fixed it. I was just gonna shut your camera off. Stop looking at you. Okay, so next, yeah. So they decided to remake. They announced that they were gonna, a game like that in a modern style looks a lot different nowadays, and that they were going to make it into a trilogy. and remake the entire game. So they made Final Fantasy Remake, Final Fantasy VII Remake. It released like 5 years ago. It's a good game, pretty linear, but good. Introduced some story elements that actually shift the narrative a little bit and allow them to play with the game's narrative, making you recognize that this could potentially be an alternate reality than the original game. They didn't want to piss people off and tell them that they're breaking breaking their beloved story that people loved over 25 years. But if they wanted to change it, they were explaining that, this is your shit still happened. This is potentially a different universe. Kind of like the multiverse, like Marvel's been doing a lot of. So they explain that in the game, all that stuff, and it was really cool. It was actually how they did it was really neat. I'm not going to get too much into it, but so Rebirth came out, which is the second part, which everybody was pretty excited for, simply because at the end of the last game, if you played the original, you would know that's when it actually opens up. All right. It's a podcast, man. Don't do that.
What happened?
Fuck off. So it opens up. And everybody was really excited to see what that would look like if Square Enix could actually do it in a next-gen title where it would feel like there's an overworld map, like all the old Final Fantasies, all the old RPGs. And so far, what I've experienced is they did a really good job. So I wanted to point that out. Because last week I had just done the beginning part. We talked about the flashback scenes and all that stuff. But at the beginning of this week, when I started playing it again, after about 10 minutes after that, like the game opens right up and it throws you right into this open world space called the Grasslands. And you can go about your business and do the main mission. But if anybody knows anything about me, no sirree, I cannot do the main mission until everything in that area is completely done. So I do the first part of the mission that gets me into the Grasslands, and then it tells me I need to go get a chocobo. If you don't know what chocobo is, it's the mounts in Final Fantasy.
Big chicken.
Big chicken. It tells me to go get a chocobo, and so I'm like, okay, I'll go get a chocobo. And then the game is just like, the game tells you, okay, motherfucker, it's time to do side quests. You can keep going, but look at all these side quests. And then I'm like, yes. Basically. They're like, here's the chocobo to get across the swamp and not get killed by the big monster. But my sister here needs you to do an errand. No, stop being perverted. It's Japanese. They're not perverts.
No. Nope.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but literally, he's like, she needs you to do an errand. And then this little fucking weasel comes out of nowhere and it was like, hey, I'm from the first game. You remember me? I made you do all these pointless side quests. Here's this little thing. Yeah, here's this little thing. I want you to take this, and I want you to bring them to all the towers in the game and unlock them like Assassin's Creed towers. And he says that exact wording. Yeah. So anyway,
really weird writers.
Yeah, weird. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so it opens it all up, and then so basically, I've spent the last 10 hours in the very first area of the game, just uncovering the map and doing all the side quests. And getting there's I'm guessing there's like a summon for every area you can go to, because there was like you can do a bunch of stuff to unlock a summon from that area, and it's really like, so anyway, it's a lot of fun, but I haven't done anything yet in the game. But my point is, I think they really there's going to be more areas and more things to do and all this stuff, but I think they kind of nailed the concept of an open world game, of an overworld in this generation. And I know other people have done it, like Dragon Quest XI nailed it too. They did a great job on it. It was amazing. What a game. Oof. If you ever play, you should try it. But yeah, I feel this is the first Final Fantasy game in a long time that I felt like really nailed it. Final Fantasy was 15, was close, but it still felt a little off, and it didn't open up until chapter 8, which is, there's like 14 chapters in that game, so it's like, anyway, I think it's really good. My point is, I think it's really good. I think it's going to take me 150 hours to beat, which is a problem. I don't like that, but there's not much I can do.
Well, if you want to play other things. Or have a life.
Yeah.
Smile.
So there's more of my impressions.
So one thing,
Yeah.
do you have the script in front of you? You
No.
just went off on a rant.
When
He's passionate, man. He's high energy.
I was like, holy shit, this guy has to be reading something.
I wasn't actually, ironically.
You have to let me know, because then I have to write shit to come prepared. To go off
Yeah.
on
You I think we need to come a little bit more prepared.
I have my own little
Blurb to go through later.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're in for
I
it
do
then.
come prepared. I read the TWAB.
All right,
This
no
is what here to
negative.
go over the TWAB.
We're not allowed to be negative about people on other podcasts, though.
What other podcasts exist?
Is oh, your camera's off too. I didn't know. I didn't notice until your thing went.
What do you mean?
Nothing. I just had to make your camera border a little bigger. I was thinking about that actually the other day, and I was like, "Oh, we shouldn't be that." But if you want to mention that,
No,
you
that,
can.
that
Just,
was that was more
don't
for
go.
us. That was more for us.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I thought it would be amusing that you guys saw. Whatever.
I think it was amusing, and I was actually really surprised that that show was back on. Because I was like, "What the
Yeah.
fuck?" Also,
I didn't even know it was off, so
I
didn't even know it existed.
I remember
Where's
listening to
that from?
the very last one. What?
It was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah. It was around the season of the Splicer that they stopped doing it.
Where are the other two?
Well, Dustin works for IGN. So he's the one that runs the podcast.
Okay.
Would you stop with the fucking background?
What's the problem?
Move it over.
I found it. You know what? This one's on stream, and it makes it look like the box is off center, and it's gonna wig him out because the background is black.
Yeah.
Fucking
Oh,
victory.
wrong one. I shut the wrong one.
All right. Oh shit. There you go. It's back.
Jesus Christ. I don't know who the other guy was. I didn't pay enough attention. I just saw Paul and Dustin, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And Paul wasn't even in the first one. He's a guest. There was two episodes that were new, and he wasn't in that. But I forget who the other ones were.
The only reason I got curious about it is because he said that he farmed First Encounter Warlords to get Indebted Kindness over 100 times.
That's crazy.
And I said, bullshit.
All right.
So I had to look it up, like just to see like what kind of player he was, see if he would
Listen.
pull it off.
Vivo,
The
you're
man
a
had-
stalker. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get off that topic. So TLDR, I think I'm gonna really like Final Fantasy VII, but there's a new game that now I have to play, and we're gonna talk about it. It's called Stellar Blade. Now, if you've been following any of the controversy over this game,
Is that the titties one?
yeah, it's more well, no, it's both. Yeah. Anyway, the controversy. Wow, stupid, dumb. I'm not actually huge into action games or anything, but there's reviews coming out for this game that says, despite all the controversy over Eve's character and yada yada yada, there's actually a really good action RPG under here, and people are going to lose that. A lot of people are saying that people are going to lose that narrative because of all this fucking bullshit that's going on the internet, and I agree 100%. I had no desire to actually bust this game out and play it. The only action games I ever play are from Platinum, and I've played all the Devil May Cries, and I really enjoyed them. But like, I'm not a huge I don't go around searching for action games like that to play. But after listening to people that have legitimate opinions about video games, I've actually decided I'm gonna play Stellar Blade. Now I'm gonna play it when no one's home. I don't want anyone to walk in on me playing this fucking game. But what do you mean why?
I swear it's a video game. It's just a video game.
If you're not putting on Eve's new, you don't even
Listen.
suits that you see online, you don't even get till you've New Game Plus.
Listen, from what I've heard, there's over 40 costumes, and there's only one that's a bear costume that's not sexualized. Maybe that's not true.
No, there are lots of costumes that aren't hyper sexualized.
And if anybody knows Baldur's Gate players, they want the bear outfit. What'd you say, Bebo?
That you're obviously gonna put the sexualized one on, which is why you wanna.
No, but regardless, even if it's not a sexualized outfit, have you seen the jiggle physics in that game? It won't matter what she's wearing. My wife's gonna walk in and be like, "What the fuck are you playing?"
Well, I mean that could be a thing.
I mean, a video game.
I wouldn't risk it for such a mid game, but that's just my opinion.
Well, I don't know.
As someone who played the demo and did not find it particularly entertaining for that genre of game. It felt slow. It felt like the game wanted to be really fast, but all the speed was just what the game took over and did for you. Actually,
Oh,
I muted him by accident.
Big Brother.
Hold on, wait.
Big Brother silencing his.
I fucked you up. Wait, why won't it unmute?
Oh, he's still talking.
Sorry, Rect. You're muted. I can't unmute him. I don't know why. Oh, he's back. Okay, can you do that again?
so we know which side of the debate Greener is obviously on. He's clearly in the Grum's camp, based off that mute I just got when I said the game was mid.
Oh, well, I don't even know. I haven't even played it yet. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about it this week and let you guys know I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to bring my impressions back next week.
You'll sacrifice yourself.
No, I'm going to give it actual impressions based on the gameplay. I don't care about the Eve controversy, like whatever, sexy characters, sexy girls, ugly girls. I don't really give a shit what I'm playing as. That controversy has been unbelievable to me, like unbelievably, like mind-boggling, fucking stupid.
Well, listen,
and I can't help it. But I did want to mention, so just real quick, I wanted to mention something you said. You know, the game feels really slow. I've heard that it picks up.
I was getting ready to address that. It's not the gameplay itself. It's not like the game is slow-paced. The game, there's fast-paced shit going on your screen all the time. Your controls are sluggish, feel sluggish and slow the whole time, even when we have the cool shit. And the RPG elements, the UI, the way you interact with them, it fucking sucks. It was not well thought out. But if you played like Nier Automata and you enjoyed that, you'll probably enjoy this as well. I didn't enjoy Nier either. I thought Nier was also slow and kind of boring to control. But this game more so because a lot of the cool stuff you do, it's like you do a button combination, and you set the controller down and let it do its thing, and then pick the controller up and go back to fiting. Sidebar. I don't like that in my game.
That seems pretty useful to me.
I don't like that in my game.
Fuck off, people. Sidebar. I heard Nier Automata is only good after you beat it the third time.
I don't know how anybody could play it 3 times in a row.
I've never finished it. I never finished it once, but people are just like, you have to play it the third time. So there must be some weird shit going on. I'm guessing it's like a Starfield thing, where like I don't know.
There's people that finished Starfield 3
No, I'm thinking it's like there's people that finished Starfield like 400 times, because the whole point is every time you beat the game, you go to a new universe and everything is completely different.
Is it though?
Yeah,
it is. But
yeah. I watched it. I watched one guy where he went to the next universe, and the main character that gives you the main story, whatever. No, she's a plant, and she talks to you and gives you your quest. It's great.
That's it.
Well, that's not the only change, but that shit was hilarious. Come on, I don't even like Starfield, but that was funny when I saw that on the net. I was like, oh fuck me, that's good. And they turn the main character, a companion that you have through your entire first playthrough, into a fucking plant.
Yeah, but what kind of plant?
I don't know. It's just a plant in a pot sitting on the desk somewhere. And your character's like, oh no, you're a plant? Yeah, legit. It's fucked up. But it's funny as fuck. Oh my god, it was funny. It was funny. I gotta actually play Starfield one day and see if it's any good.
Said no one ever.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's not true. I'm gonna probably, when I get this fucking $3,500 computer that's sitting next to my desk finally hooked up and turned on, I'm probably gonna give it a shot.
Oh, you should play Cyberpunk instead. Way better game. And it looks beautiful with RTX and everything.
I'm sure that
I do have a 4080 Super in this rig, so.
Do it, man. Do it up. Do it up. Starfield looks like garbage in comparison to Cyberpunk. Oh my god. Cyberpunk. When you got all those settings turned, what a game. That game looks fucking good.
All right. Let's continue through your agenda.
And it's a good game.
You're going to play the booby game. Got it.
Yeah, I'm going to try it out. I didn't even want to, but I'm going to now. People are saying it's actually good. Ignore all the bullshit. I was going to talk about Dave the Diver because I played like 2 hours of it the other day, but we spent too much time on other shit. Let's get into Destiny. Dave the Diver, fun game. You should play it. It's free on PlayStation Plus.
I don't know who she is.
Dave the Diver?
It's a game where you catch fish and then you run a sushi restaurant at night.
It's actually pretty good.
You don't dive at any point?
You dive and catch the fish.
You dive to catch fish and stuff for your restaurant.
Got a little spear gun and shit. Pew, 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 pew. You get a gun later and you just fucking go around murdering fish. What?
How does the gun go? Pew, pew.
Yeah, pew, pew. All right, weirdo. Anyway.
He's Canadian. He doesn't know shit about guns.
And then, yeah, you run a sushi restaurant at night. It's a lot of fun. If you don't pour the green tea right, everybody gets pissed off and leaves and doesn't pay you. It's crazy. And if you get the DLC, you get attacked by Godzilla.
If you like indie games, it's well worth the money.
That's racist.
But it's also not an indie game, which is ironic.
Listen,
Let's go back to the Game Awards controversy from last year, baby.
It's an indie game. It's an indie game premise with an indie game execution, but it's great. I like indie games.
We've gotten to indie games are great. We've gotten to a certain point where an indie game, like we've as a community across the world, we've got to indicate what an indie game is. And in my opinion, the term indie has become a genre and not an indication of who was the publisher. Where it may have,
I agree.
5 or 6 years ago, it may have been a publisher thing, but now it's converted itself into a genre.
When I say indie game greener, I'm talking about all these games that have like these super unique mechanics. They're not in any of the other genres, and they're kind of a unique thing all of their own with nothing else like it out there at all.
I agree.
So that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And usually smaller, obviously, right?
I'm in that camp 100%. I thought that'd be a funny joke because it was actually a big deal last year because Dave the Diver was nominated for Best Indie Game of the Year, and everyone lost their damn minds because it had a AAA publisher, and it was a whole thing.
People are dumb.
Yeah,
those kind of games are great.
dumb.
I like them more than I like Destiny. Those are the games I mostly play, in point of fact.
Well,
Hades 2 is getting ready to drop. I'm going to be all over that. A lot of people wouldn't call that an indie game right now, but it fits that same...
yeah, it kind of fits a similar description.
I
played Hades 1. I didn't like it as much as Dead Cells, but I fucking love Dead Cells. God, that's a good game. And the games like Darkest Dungeon and stuff, it's all indie. Right?
Yep.
Yeah,
very good.
So good. So good. Well, the first one.
So Destiny stuff.
The second one's not as good, but... Yeah, Destiny stuff. Let's shift the focus into the new Brave Arsenal weapons. We got Forbearance and Hammerhead. Ignore Forbearance. What do we got for Hammerhead? I'm just kidding. Wait, am I kidding, though? Is there any better roll that you can get on Forbearance now than crafting one from a Vowed Disciple?
If you don't raid, then you can get the same roll.
Okay, but if you do raid, is there any point?
If you do raid, the only roll that's worth grabbing is Demolitionist and Chain Reaction.
Which you can craft. Okay, so
and it's not worth grinding for. It's worth it if it just happens to fall in your lap as you're grinding for other things.
Yeah. I forget the origin trait. Does it make it any better than
Baby Demolitionist? Depending on if you're on a light or dark subclass, it gives you a kill will give you 5% energy back for grenade or melee abilities.
And is that better than?
It'll give you grenade.
Is that better than Vow's origin trait?
No.
I can't.
It depends on your build, on what you're trying to work towards, I guess.
Okay.
The Vow version effectively has Unrelenting built into your Ambitious Assassin
I remember
and
that
Chain
now.
Reaction roll.
Yeah. Okay, so Vow it is. If you don't raid, then yeah, maybe you can focus this and farm it. But if you do raid, makes more sense to just go get some forbearance out of VOTD. Okay, Hammerhead. A lot of discussion about this. Well, not that much discussion. We basically got two roles. One we're calling the meme role that everyone wants, and then Rex role that he says is better than the killing tally. Fucking
Killing Tally and Rampage?
Yeah, Rampage. Yeah. Sorry.
That's the only unique role it has.
Oh, okay. I thought that.
The bottom line.
I
The
thought
bottom
you were.
line on Hammerhead.
Sorry. Go ahead.
The bottom line on Hammerhead is if you have a commemoration
Yeah.
and you like how it feels, then don't bother farming Hammerhead because they serve the exact same role. Use whichever one you like the feel of better, and get Killing Tally and something on it.
You know what is
utility.
good? Killing Tally, Overflow, Arc Machine Gun. Yes, baby, it's coming back. 21% Delirium, baby. Let's go.
We'll get to
Sorry.
that. We'll get to that later. But and then there's one specific role that if you're running Actium War Rigs and you're good about killing additional adds, you can do more damage than any other machine gun in the game. But
Rampage Surrounded one.
it's Rampage Surrounded, yeah. But if I think about all the people I raid with and think about who among them would be able to pull that off with any regularity, I can't think of one. So, you know, if you want it for the memes, go for it. I think having a Rampage and Killing Tally roll is interesting. I think having what works out to be like a 70% damage increase, 75 or something percent damage, because they stack multiplicatively, is cool. I think it'll absolutely melt some champions if it's fully stacked and you happen to come across one. But
So this is where the shinies are interesting. Because imagine you get Rampage Envious in that third column. And then you start off with Envious, you proc it, overflow your magazine capacity twice over,
Mm-hmm.
and then switch it to Rampage. Huh?
let me counter with trying to farm up shinies is strictly a way for you to get mad at the game because they don't drop very often, and the preponderance of the time when they do, they're terrible.
They're fucking ass.
Let me
I had a
tell
fucking
you.
mountain top last night. Dog water.
Let me tell you, as somebody who has done 50 Wave Legend Onslaught like 25 times now, and I've gotten about 15 shinies, I've kept 2 of them. The rest have just been garbage.
That
'Cause,
sucks.
you know,
Okay. So this, I'm right there with you. Like, I don't have a single shiny that I'm like, this is a fucking 7 out of 7 god roll. But it's the excitement of farming for it, even though you know you're not gonna get it. You know? I feel
well,
like that's what some of us are feeling again. You know? Which is what
I
I
think-
wanted to say. That a couple weeks ago, we were talking about Onslaught before it came out. And I was like, I don't understand why people want a game mode to just kill things or whatever. Like the whole thing of Destiny is like a mechanic, like raids and dungeons, whatever. And I must say, boy, was I wrong. Do I love shooting shit in Onslaught? It is amazing.
I told you.
Yeah.
I am in it to farm gear. I don't care if the gear is shiny or not. If I happen to get shinies that are good, great. I will not be one of the people that has infested both Reddit and the Destiny forums and Twitter complaining about the shiny drop rate and saying, oh, there should be a guaranteed shiny drop at the end of Legend 50 Wave. You guys are all fucking stupid, entitled, crafting-loving, stupid bitches. Shut the fuck up. Nobody cares, especially Bungie. God. You know what? I hope I get one of every shiny, so when I see somebody bitching about it, I can be like, ooh, I got that one. Here's a picture. Now go fuck yourself. Delete the game. Stop playing it.
Good lord. Calm down.
I fucking hate these people that keep wanting to fucking, like, There's somebody on the Destiny forum the other day that said, not only do I want the guns to be craftable, but I want to be able to extract the ornament off my shinies, and I want guaranteed shinies on top of it. I'm like, what fucking game are you playing? What is this? You're playing a fucking looter shooter. The whole point is to grind for shit and spend hours and hours and hours trying to get it. And if you don't want to do that, go play something else!
Maybe he was lost. I don't know, I just found his way there.
Preem. I love it.
Is that enough fucking energy?
I don't know. You'll have to ask that guy if he comes back.
I wasn't even planning on doing that shit tonight.
Yeah, anyway. No, I agree with you. I'm just not that passionate about it. So, absolutely. I got nothing to say to that. That's perfect. Let's move on. All right. I love...
Next week, though, Not Forgotten's coming. Or Luna's House coming. You're going to want to grind that for PvE.
Why? Luna's... Not Forgotten's coming back?
But you're going to want to grind Luna's Howl for PvE because it rolls with Heal Clip. And you get
PvE.
Heal Clip and Incandescent.
I fucking hate Heal Clip. Why do people like healing in this game?
Because it procs Ember of Benevolence and gives everybody on your fire team 400% ability regen. It's great. It's one of the best perks in the game.
Nah.
And you compare it with Magnificent Howl, which is going to suck ass in comp and trials, be okay in sixes, but it's going to be basically a full, like, 50% damage increase that you're going to be able to maintain basically forever in PvE.
Okay.
It's going to be real good.
Wait, are you telling me my Heal Clip Heal Clip Frenzy Igneous Hammer is good?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This whole time it's just been sitting in my fucking vault doing nothing?
Listen, it's not my fault you don't know shit about the game that you run a community about, okay?
Well, it takes a lot to run a community. I don't have time to play video games.
Boom! Mama out.
Oh, I don't care. I don't pretend to know more. That's why I have Wrecked on the podcast. So when I don't know, I can just ask him.
If you're running a solar build with Ember of Benevolence, it is great.
Just clarifying, that's why he also has me on it, because I know. Yeah.
No, I just need a third person because it's awkward with just two.
Yep. Yeah, I mean,
Bebo's been playing Destiny for even less than me.
The argument could be made that I make it a little more awkward than just you two.
That's not an argument. That's just a fact. Nobody's making that argument. Or nobody's not making that argument. So it's all good. We love our Bebo most of the time. Unless he gets too weird, which happens frequently, actually. Let's move on to the TWID, the rest of the stuff in the TWID, because it was a little bit juicy this week. They started off, just an FYI, there's a new Final Shape trailer. Go check it out. They've been dropping videos all week about all the new Witness army guys. You know, the Harbinger, the Weaver, the Husk, the Grim. Go check them out if you're curious, kind of like how they work, what they look like.
Bungie marketing team is in full effect.
Oh yeah, baby.
Back to what Bungie is good at.
Oh yeah.
Was it true that Sony accidentally leaked the trailer and then Bungie was kind of forced to release
This
it?
is the same thing that happened last time. It leaked in Spain. We had another situation exactly like that, where it quote leaked in another market, and so they just dropped it everywhere. Could it just be somebody had a scheduled tweet that was set up wrong? Sure, but I doubt it.
I guess. I don't know. I didn't think there was anything too crazy in that trailer that I was like, oh damn, we shouldn't have got that for another 2 months.
I don't think it was that. I think it was a timing of the day. Like, it was really late in the day when it was released.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe I didn't pay much attention to that. Okay, so anyway, there's a bunch of that stuff on the TWID, or you can go check it out on the YouTube. Basically, the first half of the TWID's all about that stuff. They got a bunch of mobile wallpapers from the Final Shape that actually, some of them look really cool. A bunch of desktop ones. Go check them out. There's actually one that I really like. I suppose I could show it. I think this is a cool... I don't know why I like this one, but if you're watching the podcast, you're going to get a quick clip of it. It's got my names over it, but that's funny. I love this shot. Our little friend down here chilling. I don't know why. I don't know. I like that wallpaper. It's really nice. But there's a few more of them.
I like the one with the hands.
I was gonna say the one with the hands actually looks.
So you guys are hand guys.
No, this okay. Stop being weird. This hands one looks. It just looks so fucking sick. Like we haven't seen. Have we seen anything like that? Like in Destiny before? That's what I'm talking. That's why it's so interesting. They've got another one down here that's really good for the mobile.
Just going for a tit right there. What's going on there?
Okay. All right. This is serious podcast.
Hey, look, they even put greener on that one.
Oh my god. All right. Should we just mute him and move on? He's doubling down on this fucking shit.
I mean,
he
listen,
just said.
I could lean into his degeneracy and be like,
no,
does that look familiar to me? Only when I go into the adult toy room, but that's beside the point, you know? Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, let's keep going. Okay, big thing. Power reworks for the final shape. This is a big little drop. Anyway, it's pretty cool. So they're going to be doing this fire team power thing, which basically, no matter what, brings you all the way up to the whoever's the highest in the fire team. It's going to bring you up to their power level -5. So basically, the power grind. You can just get one person on your team to do it if you want. Make sure they 5 over level the max level of any activity, and they're the only ones that have to do any work. So I thought that was really neat, really cool concept. But the real big one that people are fucking mind-boggling, blah, 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 blah. Well, there's two things. The first one being account-wide leveling. No more do we have to level our fucking shitty-ass warlocks and shitty-ass titans from scratch. Basically, from here on out, adjusted power levels will be account-wide. So if you get to level 1960 when you finish I think it's 1960, when you finish the Legendary Final Shape campaign, guess who's going to be technically 1960? Your Titan or your Warlock. They won't really, but the first armor drop you get will be dropping based on the level of your main character from now on. So if they're 1960, you're going to be getting 1960 gear. If you're getting primes, you're going to be getting 1961s. If you're getting pinnacles, 1963s. It depends on the one. You guys know how leveling works. But essentially, that removes the need for leveling every single character every time there's an increase. Which
it removes the need to optimize if you want to get characters to the highest power level as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
You don't have to stagger how you clear your various rewards anymore. Also, they mentioned in here that there's going to be more opportunities to get better gear, even if the increments that you're going to be getting it at are going to be smaller. There's going to be more frequent.
And pulling from collections won't be at the floor.
Right.
It'll be
correct.
Right below.
Admittedly, the power or the leveling each of your characters has been worse since they stopped increasing the power limit every season. But I also think that has helped reduce the amount of players that play the game. Personally.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to be reverting that anytime soon. But
no, me neither.
So this is I don't know. I think this is cool. Again, it gives people less of a reason to play the game, but hopefully they might play it more because they get to try out new stuff that they maybe not always did.
Before we jump into sunsetting, let's have the rest of the conversation around this and talk about the power floors. Not the power floors, the activity power.
Yeah, I was going to talk about the Grandmaster power because that's a big change. Specifically, I didn't really understand what like. I kind of read it over and was like, "What?" Confused. But then, essentially, people on Twitter were complaining about. So if you max level, effectively, Grandmasters are only +20 instead of +25 now, right?
Yeah, you can overlevel further than you could before for Grandmasters. That's correct.
Isn't that crazy? That's crazy to me.
Is it crazy?
I don't think Grandmasters should be master level. No, absolutely not. That's crazy to me. You know what Master currently is right now? The Master level Nightfalls. Have you ever done them? Well, Grandmasters are going to be that difficult if you overlevel. Now.
Why?
Because they reduced it. They reduced it. They're allowing us to overlevel Grandmasters by 5 levels, which effectively brings the cap from 25 down to 20.
I mean, it's clear to me that the reason they're doing that is so somebody who's 5 over can go in and bring their friends and bring them in at the appropriate level to do the Grandmasters with.
That makes sense, actually. I never
That's
thought of
what
that.
they're doing. That's what it is, right? They're not expecting everybody to be at that level. They're expecting one person to be there and put a couple people in their backpack, right? So
But getting
that's what's
so
going on.
what do you need to be there? 25 over.
You don't need to be anything anymore.
No. But to get to to get to 20 plus 25, which is what you need to get to be 5 over, right?
Yeah.
So it's plus 25. Like, it's not that hard to get plus 25.
You'll have to be at plus 25 on your artifact, but they're also extending. Like, power is not going to be on your artifact. It's going to be a more involved process now because of the longer seasons.
I thought it was capped at like 1850 or something.
Sorry,
like
what?
Currently, let's talk about currently.
Yeah.
I thought they capped your.
You are capped at 25 under.
1815. Yeah. So. Essentially, yeah.
So the 15 delta applies to everybody, right? With a maximum power you can be of 15 under. If you go in at a lower light level, you still get the same delta applied to you, so you could be even further down, right? What they're allowing is they're just reducing that delta by 5 points. That's what's happening ultimately.
Yeah. Okay. Currently, I don't know why I thought like to get the smallest amount, like, or to get that specifically the 25 delta as opposed to something else or greater, like 30.
Mm-hmm.
The including artifact, the highest level you could be at was like 1850. Because then it would just bring you all the way down to minus like 25, minus 25.
I don't understand what you're saying. Like, I'm 1838 right now, but I get reduced to the ceiling for Grandmasters when I step into one.
Yeah, the only activities you currently don't get brought down for right now is
Yeah, no, I know.
Lost sectors.
You get brought down. I know you get brought down.
Okay.
I need to organize my brain better.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you just saying there's an 1850 cap on our light level?
It's like...
And what does that matter? Is the question.
So, I thought it was something that, like... You know how people say, like, oh, I'm 18... There's a plus 20. There's a plus 25 delta on the Grandmasters, right?
Yeah.
So people think they have to get to 1835 to be able to do Grandmasters.
Oh.
But really, all you have to be at to get that plus 25, like to get the 25 delta and not more, is 1815.
Yes, that's how it's always been.
That's
what you're describing is how it's always been. Yeah. Well, and except that. It's how it's been since they allowed people that were below the delta in. Because remember, it used to be you couldn't even launch a Grandmaster unless you were the appropriate power. They changed that to let people in that were willing to go in with a bigger delta.
Yeah, you can go all the way to minus 40 now.
Yeah, I don't know why you would want to do that, but
Esoteric did.
Minus 40?
Yeah, you can go in all the way down to minus 40 below the delta cap.
Like 1800. Would that be 1800? Yeah.
I don't know what it's capped at. Is it 1840? Is that what GMs are right now?
It would be.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, 15. Yeah, 40.
Okay,
25.
Everything just clicked for me because of the 1840 thing. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We need some kind of sound effect for Bebo when this kind of thing happens.
Yeah. Like a little light, like ding.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just start playing the Titanic flute.
Anyway, Greener. The whole reason there's a 5 delta, there's a 5 additional, is so people can be brought in at the appropriate level for the activity.
Okay, but how easy are Grandmasters going to be if you actually get 3 people at that level? Holy fuck, it's going to be so easy. It's going to be like doing Masters now. You can blow through Masters like they're nothing. That shit's nuts.
I don't know. The last couple of GMs that they've been putting out, kind of some hard. That Cosmodrome one is a pain in the dick I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but if you're doing it with an extra 5 power, you know how much stronger that makes you? It's unbelievable.
The reason I
only
say
matters if you're somebody who does that stuff right now every season and over levels, so you're not at a delta. That's the only people it matters for.
Yeah.
Will it be easier for them? Yes, but that is not the point of any of this. The whole point of all of this,
Yes,
including
so they can bring their friends in,
is to bring new people into the game. That's the whole reason all of this is being done.
just make Destiny 3.
What I'm saying is, these last ones have been really hard, right? So I'm thinking Bungie is confident enough to.
I knew you were gonna say that. For bad players, maybe. I'm just trolling you.
Well, you know. What I'm saying is that if Bungie's confident enough to give us 5 extra light levels, I'm thinking these upcoming Nightfalls from
No,
Final
you're
Shape
reading into
better
it
be
too much.
fucking-
no, I think Rect is right. I think they're trying to.
No, he is.
They're
he
trying.
is right. I think.
Well, why would they make them so hard if they're trying to bring in new people? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm not saying that they're making them. I'm saying that what Rect just said about bringing new people in,
Yeah.
I think that's accurate. Yes, but they also think about current players, right? You know, people who like doing that content, and they obviously thought about that, and they're like, well, we kind of like how difficult we've been making GMs, so we can give them 5 more and just
No.
make it a little harder, a little
No.
more advanced.
That's not gonna. It's not getting harder.
If Bungie hadn't been on a if they haven't had a track record over the past 2 years of making the game more casual friendly continuously, I might put that tinfoil hat that you're wearing on as well, but no, none of this is they don't care about the top end. They don't.
They do, because I'm telling you, they've like, from when I started doing GMs, these last 2, Psyops Moon and Psyops Cosmodrome, are the 2 hardest that I've done since I began. Like,
Why are they hard? Let me ask you that. Let me ask you this.
Okay, number 1, why am I hard? That's what I want to answer first.
Right. Well, if you're going into one of these things hard, maybe that's part of your issue. Maybe you should do your gooning before going into the Cosmodrome.
No, Cosmodrome 1 is just, it's how exposed you are at the beginning, and the fact that you have to stick by the fucking payload. Unless you have an Invis Hunter, which I am not. Essentially, that part is a pain in the dick. That's the hardest part for me, and then the room where all the wizard. I'm sorry, am I boring you?
No.
Why do I not have enough energy?
No. I'm listening. I'm building up. Continue.
And then the Moon one, the only difficult part about that one is the standby ghost one, like protect ghost one. That room is impossible to stay alive in unless.
That's why you stay out of the room.
But no, you don't. But that's beside the point.
Unless you go to the cheese spot up there, but you know.
No, you don't even use a cheese spot. That's not. What about these encounters is difficult? Is it the enemy level? Is it the damage coming in? Is it an inability to mitigate the damage coming in? This is what I'm trying to get at. And
number 1, the snipers will one-shot you.
Okay. So all right. Let me take it that I can work with what you just said. All right. Doing GMs is not a matter of technical skill. It's not a matter of gunplay. It's not a matter of build crafting. It's not a matter of movement tech and being able to dodge and weave, even get into cover. Playing GMs is simply a matter of understanding how the encounter unfolds, where the enemies spawn, and where you need to be when that happens. And it's literally once you unlock any particular GM, you'll never have a problem with it ever again, unless they were to ramp up the hit points of the enemies and the damage that's coming back at you. Bungie's not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Might one of the new strikes have more involved mechanics? sure, they could bring out another Lightblade or another Corrupted or whatever, something that's going to be a little bit more involved. We could have the return of the Corrupted Elevator Part 2 Electric Boogaloo. Nobody knows how to charge a fucking orb or throw it. But, you know, if there's more difficulty in the encounter, it's not going to be something that's going to be light level dependent. It's going to be mechanics dependent. That's just how they operate. In my opinion. I could be wrong. You could be right. But I don't think so.
I wasn't saying like the mechanic thing. I'm saying like just staying in that room is hard. Like there's just no way, and like essentially that pushes the GM to being almost an hour long because you have to go outside to the hallway and then come back in, and that's pretty much what
I don't want to get into individual tactics, but for that one, you go to the back of the room behind the power boxes that's next to where the ogres spawn. You put a will back there, you tether, and somebody golden guns. The room is dead. You get about 20%, and you repeat that 5 times. The room's done. You're done and out of there in like 5 minutes. That's how it works. That's the easiest way to do it.
Hunters, baby.
Your people can't manage that. Then you stick by the door. You hang out outside the door in the well. You kill things. You get as much progress as you can. You duck inside, and then you hope whoever has to go turn the damn ghost back on is good enough to not die. And then sometimes you jump above that box to peek and see what's over there, and the sniper's like, "I was just waiting for you," and you're dead. But you know, that's how it goes.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. That was fun.
There's one other thing we need to mention as part of this, and where they talked about the non-power enabled zones, the activity power disabled.
Yep.
I think this has been glossed over. I haven't seen anybody mention this anywhere on Twitter or the forums yet, but what this says to me, you remember how when Neomuna came out, everybody said, "Man, this patrol zone sucks. Everything's hard. This isn't like running around the easy." What this is telling me is that everything that's not power enabled is going to be Neomuna, so 5 under.
But they specifically said they wanted, like in the same paragraph, they specifically said they want to make everything more accessible to everyone.
I think they do, and they're going to do that by not forcing you to be a certain power level to get in there. But I think everything that is in that category, all patrol zones, strikes, whatever, it's all going to be 5 power delta.
So thank you for this, Rex, because my whole idea of earlier just came together in like a formative sentence. Just because they make it more accessible doesn't mean they're going to make it easier.
Sure.
Accessible?
Just letting them in the activity.
The term accessible means make it easier for people to interact.
There's 2 ways.
Let them be able to.
Okay, so what does it mean when a house is wheelchair accessible? It's easier for them to get in.
It's easier them to get in the house. Correct. What happens in the house?
They don't get shot in the house.
Though. What if there's stairs in the house? That's not their problem, right?
Yes, it is.
They just made the
then
house.
Then it's not an accessible house.
Usually,
when easier to live in.
Usually, when
easier to get into. Sorry.
Usually, when a game developer is talking about accessibility, and we're not talking about like, you know, disability accessibility. We're talking about the game being more accessible. They're talking about making the game more casual friendly. Yes. So making it less difficult.
That's not how I interpret it, I guess. I accessible just meant like.
But accessibility in gaming means different things.
I interpret it that way because of they're emphasizing power levels so much, and how newer lights have so much difficulty getting up to that power level that they barely ever get to go into any end game activities because they can't. So that's how I interpret it, accessible. I guess that's why there's a little
I think Bebo's on some edibles.
That's all right. Anyway, all the power enabled stuff is going to be 5 over, so you can bring your friends who don't play the game very much. Yeah. All the patrol zones and like the super casual stuff is all going to be 5 over. There's always going to be a 5 delta.
I don't think it's going to be as hard as Neomuna everywhere.
Neomuna isn't actually hard.
It's
just harder compared to.
And nobody wants that in the
EDZ
patrol
or the
zones.
Cosmodrome.
Nobody in the world. So if that's the choice they've made, they're fucking stupid.
I think that's going to be the choice.
Yeah. Okay. Well, time to burn that fucking place down.
All right, now onto the gear.
That's
what everybody's here for.
Literally complaining on the fucking stream the other day why Bungie won't like talk to me for any sponsored content. I was just talking about burning the fucking headquarters down. I guess I know why, everyone. All right, yeah. So let's talk to the Sun Rising, which is the stupidest fucking name that the internet has given this shit in my life. Oh man, the first time I saw somebody said they're sunrising weapons, I wanted to punch them so hard in the fucking face.
You're my sunrise.
Yeah, that's fine. That? The word sunrise doesn't piss me off. Calling these weapons coming back the sunrising, fuck, it reminds me of the fappening. Like, what a terrible name for something. Anyway.
What a terrible name for something glorious, am I right?
Oh, I don't think people's nudes being stolen and distributed publicly is glorious at all.
Is that what the fappening was?
Yes.
Oh.
Bebo. Bebo's just like gooning away. I thought these were just all out on the internet. It's fine.
No, I thought the fappening was.
I didn't know this shit was stolen.
For like jerking off or something.
No, it was a big iCloud data breach from 2014.
It was a celebrity, the whole thing.
A whole bunch of celebrities.
That's what that. Oh.
Yeah, and it was dubbed the fappening.
Yeah. So if you've got the fappening in your search history, better go delete that shit right now, you fucking weirdo.
Clear history, clear history, clear history.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro.
Anyway, I don't know why. I was just like when I kept saying the sun rising, that's what came to mind, and I've always hated that. I hated obviously that happening in general, but the name that it was dubbed was just like, are we really, as a human society, okay with this terminology? Like, oh man, let's not talk about it. Anyway, yes, that's what it is. It was a dark time in human history, much like World War II.
All right. Anyway. You're going to be able to use all your shit that you've been hoarding.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to infuse it.
They're bringing back a bunch of shit that's that won't have any origin traits, but some of the stuff will still be useful. Like, I'm pretty mad over a couple things. Specifically, I think my Mindbenders would still been pretty good with Quick Draw without an origin trait, but I deleted it when I did my vault cleaning during the charity stream. So fuck all y'all and you, Wrecked. Because it was your fault I deleted it.
Video about
I saw that he posted one, but I don't watch Destiny 2 content creator videos, so I'm sorry, I don't. I think they're boring, and Destiny 2 is the worst game ever made.
All right, well, let's get opinions on the sunrising of gear from everybody.
Yeah, so I don't care at all. Whatever, bring the gear back. I've deleted all mine. Who gives a shit? The only thing I have left is my 21% delirium.
Which anybody can get.
Yeah, and a lot of the stuff that I deleted that was Sunset is, they were, Revoker, if you want Luna's Hell or Not Forgotten, the original Mountaintop. It's all, you can pull it all from collection. So it doesn't really matter. Even the old Randy's throwing knife, I'm pretty sure you can pull from collections. There's some stuff like Orwell's that you can't pull. I don't think most people care about that, but maybe some people do. There's probably a whole list of them. I don't know what they all are, but yeah. Overall, the general concept. They talked about that they would make these guns available in the new concept with new perk pools and new origin trades. Over time, it's going to take a while. There's a lot of them, and they'll probably just randomly add them. I'm pretty annoyed that I deleted my Bygones because I used to love that fucking thing. I've probably had like 12,000 kills on it in Crucible.
Let Bygones be up.
But just because I love the way it felt, even if it was a good pulse, but also I don't know, it was perfect for. I loved shooting that specific pulse. So if that's the only one I think maybe that I'd be really annoyed that I deleted, but. Hopefully they just bring a better version of it out, and we'll be good. You should raise your hand. Okay. Yes, you can talk.
All right, Bebo, what's your thoughts on this?
Here are my thoughts.
You weren't even around before they
So-
sunset. So what do you
Exactly.
care?
So I have a different perspective. Correct?
All right, there you go.
So, you know, sunrising, all the weapons you sunset, fine. You know, make everyone happy, whatever. My problem with everything is, why can't I play the original campaign?
Okay, you're going on a completely different tangent right now.
No, that was sunset. Bring that shit back. You're bringing weapons back. Give me the campaign back.
The reason that was sunset is they didn't want to do they didn't want to redo all the levels in the new
I didn't ask why. I just want it back.
the new engine. Jesus, it took me forever to say that. Which they did for everything that's still currently in the game. Now, these
Greener.
guns were
Crota's
sunset.
End, Crota's End, Fog, King's Fall. We're in Destiny.
Well, they
1.
all remade.
Bringing-
Yeah,
Bringing back a raid is different than bringing back an entire campaign when that campaign has a shit ton of filler quests that require you to go to planets that no longer exist, then that don't exist because they were not carried forward into the new engine. So it's a lot of work to do what it is that you're saying. It's not as much work to just make the weapons work, clearly.
Yeah, well,
But I don't disagree.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
know why
also-
Destiny doesn't
Also,
have a
everyone's
Master
getting
Chief
their
collection
weapons
where
back. I
you
want
can
my
just
campaign.
get your shit, where you can just download the shit on the fly, play it, and then put it away.
I actually agree with you in a way, though. I'd love for them to have the campaign, like have the Red War campaign back.
At
I'd
least
love for
not
them.
have it.
But the problem
not
is,
have
I don't
all
want them to
those
spend
big
resources on it, though. I don't want
No,
them to spend
I
resources.
agree.
I want them to focus on the final shape.
Is it a priority? Absolutely not. Like, but you know, it's a little like. At least like, and don't give me all the fucking stupid ass filler quests. I know it was like you unlock the supers and as you go along. Like, just give me like a streamlined story of it, like how they did with the like the catching up quest that you can do, like the missions with the Cade one.
Oh, they're so dumb
and,
though.
like,
You missed
Witch
so much
Queen
shit.
one. What?
You missed so much shit though from those.
What do you mean?
I hated when they announced, "Oh, here
I
you,
didn't-
you can do the Cade dying quest, but you can't do any more Forsaken." It's like,
Yeah, I didn't do Forsaken. I wasn't able to play Forsaken. I did play the Red War, but I only played through it like the one time on.
I'd probably
on my
replay the
thing.
Red War and Forsaken if they dropped it again.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, I would love to go through Forsaken. I was never able to play it. So like, you know.
But
That's
also
my-
at the same
that's-
time, I don't
that's
know if
my-
enough people think of it that way, and it'd be worth it for them to do. Because I think you'd have to take a pretty substantial amount of people from the team to the assets don't need to be remade, but porting them into the new engine, which is what they built a new engine for Beyond Light. If you didn't know.
Listen, they like something with shaders or some shit, was it?
Well, there was a bunch of stuff, but they built a new engine for Beyond Light, or I modified the current engine, and everything that was in the game had to be modified to work within that engine. So they did. That's when they got rid of some of the planets in the Red War campaign, the Leviathan, and all that stuff, and then I can't tell you why they phased out the Tangled Shore after that and Forsaken. That doesn't actually make any sense because it was after the move to the other one. The only thing I can think of is they wanted to reduce the size of the game, which I just literally downloaded a game, Jedi Survivor, whatever it is, the Jedi Fallen Order sequel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
150 gigabytes.
When did the sunset happen? 2019 was it?
It was Beyond Light, right?
You're talking about weapon sunsetting, or where they dropped a bunch
Like
of
the
planets?
Content vault, like content vault.
They dropped a
The
bunch of
DC
planets that had Beyond Light.
Yeah, DCV started at Beyond Light.
Yeah. And Sunset Weapons after that.
The weapon
All I'm
sunsetting happened prior to that.
All I'm saying is,
Well, it was prior?
I'm all right with.
Wasn't
Yeah.
it after? Sorry,
Mhm.
just hold on. Oh,
Yeah.
damn. Recluse and Mountaintop been gone that long? Fuck me. Fuck, I've been playing this game way too long.
Sunsetting is why I left the game. Is part of why I left the game originally.
Oh, who cares?
The weapon sunsetting. That was way back in Shadowkeep days, when they first started this stuff.
Well, Shadowkeep was right before Beyond Light, so yeah, I can see. Anyway, when did Prophecy come out?
I don't know, but we're
But it must have been before Beyond Light then, right? Because I remember solo flawlessing Prophecy with Mountaintop.
It was before Beyond Light. Because I played it before I left.
When did that come out? It must have been during Shadowkeep, because they didn't have any dungeons before that. Well, they had fucking terrible ass Shattered Throne, but that was the first one. But that was for Forsaken.
Tell me you're bad at Shattered Throne without telling me you're bad at Shattered Throne.
I know how to Shattered Throne. Fuck, the first time I did it solo and didn't know what I was doing. Just walked around and figured it out real quick and went through. The bosses aren't even hard. Like, what is?
Someone's a prodigy.
No, that
Alright.
dungeon is just fucking easy. You can solo the boss in like half a second. It takes you like me anyway, a bad player, like three or four full rounds to solo a Prophecy boss. You know?
Wordplay foil.
Well, we didn't.
Alright.
I haven't done it since Shadowkeep, so
Yeah,
things are different.
rundown is.
You trying to move us on?
Yeah,
I'm trying to go into my thoughts about weapon sunsetting now.
Yeah, I just.
Oh yeah.
Final-
No, Sun Rising.
They have sun rising.
Yeah, just everyone gets their weapons fine. Just eventually.
Get your content back.
Not a priority. Yeah.
Back.
right,
Come
that's it.
on. We already have Reclusive Mountaintop back.
That would be cool if you got your content back. I agree. I would like to have the missions back to be able to play them maybe again. I'd probably get into them and be like, all right, I'm bored, and go back to whatever grinding I was doing. But
just remember,
it's a cool
oh
concept,
yeah, this was boring.
nonetheless. I cannot lie that there are some weapons that I wish I would have kept.
Can't deny.
There's specifically one weapon, my kill clip Rampage Kindled Orchid, that I wish I still had because of the amount of grinding I had to do to get that. But that said, I think on social media the two extremes I've seen about this particular issue are both stupid, and one of them are the ha ha, I told you everything's fine, I've been hoarding these forever and it wasn't all for naught, and the yes, and the other side is your weapons are dog shit. because
They're gonna be dog shit. That's exactly it.
Because your weapons that have been brought back, with the exception of just a couple of them, they're literally dog shit. I'm sorry.
We have those guns already in the game. That just under a new name, whatever. There's probably the same frame, something with the same perks because of all the fucking different perks we have in the game. You've got the new origin traits, and they're not power crept at all. So like, there's no reason for like I said, I had mentioned a couple of them. Like, I still think my Mind Benders would have been pretty good in PvP without an origin trait. Like, that quick draw of Mind Benders was awesome. Like, it was a great gun. And then you mentioned the Kindle Orchid. Yeah, I totally forgot about that gun. But yeah, that was we replaced Midnight Coup with that thing. That thing was a beast.
So
Anyway.
if I think about weapons that are still going to be fine coming through, any of your old weapons that had double damage perks, which is like most of the Black Armory weapons, probably still good. 21% Delirium, probably still the best ad clear machine gun in the game, but it's available to everybody. I want to also point out to all the people that are super happy about these guns coming back. I think it's great that they're unsunsetting the weapons. I'll talk about why I think it's great in a minute, but there has been nothing stopping people from using their old sunset guns in literally 50% of Destiny content since they sunset them. And people have not been using them, even though they've been sitting in their vault. Just because you can infuse them now doesn't make them good, viable, somehow going to interact with all of our subclass verbs or anything like that. So I foresee there's going to be a lot of people that are trying to get into high-level stuff in LFG wearing this stuff, and people are just going to kick them left and right. And it's going to become a thing on the forums. There's going to be a meme about it on the forums about people using old gear getting kicked out of things like GMs and raids because people don't want to deal with their shit. I feel a little bad for some of the folks that have been hoarding this stuff, and they're sitting at like 600 out of 600 plus 1.5 characters are vault overflow space, because now when they go in to clean their vault, they're just going to be absolutely fucking stun locked and not know what to do because everything is viable again. I still think most people should delete most of this stuff and be done with it and move on with your life. It's going to get reissued. I understand there's a nostalgia effect, but keep a couple of your really important guns, the ones that really meant something for you. If you like got 50,000 kills on your steel feather repeater, you're a psychopath, but keep the gun. If you've got a bygones and it's got 100 kills on it, just delete that shit and throw it away and be done with it. Release it out into the wild. You know, it's going to be fine. Bungie is only doing this sunrising because when they look at the API and they see all of the shit that's sitting in people's vaults from folks that haven't played the game in forever, they're trying to get them to come back and pre-order the final shape and play the game. That's why the power level caps have changed the way they are. That's why people are going to be able to be put in backpacks and pulled up. That's why they're giving you all your gear back, because they want to get as many people into the game as possible with their friends who are still playing the game, hopefully to buy DLCs and especially to spend money on Eververse.
All right, let's wrap this up.
It's all just marketing. So.
Quick question. With more energy.
Since they're bringing those guns back, huh? Yeah? You know, the ones that they sunset, they're sunrising. Then, you know, those ones? Does that mean they're going to drop again in-game, or just the people who had it?
There's going to be a way for you. These games the guns are all going to be
reissued. They said they will add them over time. Yeah. Not all of them are just going to be. They're not just going to be added to the world loot pool or something, if that's what you mean, and they're just going to drop. They're going to be added somehow.
You can bet your ass that the seasonal guns for this first, like, not season, but this first chapter
it's going to be
Final
all these.
Shape, it's going to be 100% reissued guns.
Yeah.
That's
probably what's going to happen, which is okay, because as long as they do the good ones and they give it a nice perk pool and a good origin trait, fuck yeah, bring it on, baby. Give me some bygones, orchids, yeah, let's roll it. I guess we're getting Blast Furnace like next week, so we don't have to worry about that one.
They essentially just went like, fuck it, stop reskinning, just bring everything back, and we'll give it different perks.
We'll actually make new guns one day. No, that's for Destiny 3. You know, we never talked about that Destiny 3 leak like 3 weeks ago on the podcast at all. We just kind of completely glossed over it. I'm not going to talk about it now, but it's just we don't have time.
Maybe we can talk about it for next week, because I'm definitely getting Age of Triumph vibes from this latest TWID, which was the end of Destiny 1. That Age of Triumph was the end of Destiny 1. Where they did some of the same kind of shit that they're doing right now.
Ooh, okay, yeah, maybe we can bring that back for next week. We are going to wrap this up, though, so quickly I'm just going to talk about next week. We get the guns-only mode called Hardware in Crucible. I mean, kind of weird in Destiny, I think, to do PvP without abilities, but also, I think I'd love to try just, like, as long as it's just optional, I think I'd love to try, see what PvP would be like without all the fucking shit happening.
Super quick.
Yeah.
I did a survey from Bungie that they sent me about PvP.
Yeah. Did you pick
one
this?
Of the things I recommended to them that I wrote on my own was a PvP game mode with no abilities and no supers and anything, just gunplay.
I'm going back onto the server to ban Bebo.
Yeah.
Be right back.
What?
Wrecked is a big component about if I'm playing a space magic game, I want to use space magic.
I know. But I was like, they just, what do you recommend? And that's like the first thing that popped into my mind.
I think an optional mode with that is great. If you don't want to play it, that's totally fine. Yeah. But like, I'm a huge fan of just competitive shooters that don't have any of that shit. So bring it on. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give it a try. And if I like it, awesome. I might actually play more Crucible. Well, for a week until they get rid of it and everyone
Yeah,
complains
no, but
that it sucks.
absolutely like optional, like a game mode.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Don't
Don't
force it on
you imagine they took all abilities and superset them all Crucible?
Yeah, no.
They should just change trials to gunplay only.
So
You want to know
sorry
why
for
they're actually doing
bringing
this
it up.
though?
Sure. Because I recommended it.
No, Shroud said it on his stream like 6 months ago, and then boom.
They can't be a competitive shooter because of all the abilities.
No, he was just playing it. He's like, you know what would make this game good? No abilities, just gunplay. And his chat lost their mind because they were like, no, fuck, it's Destiny. What are you talking about? And he's like, I don't know.
Yeah, but
And then here we are, 6 months later, we got a fucking brand new hardware mode.
But I get it because it's the smoothest like FPS there is, and like it feels amazing.
No,
So it would
Counter-Strike
be a
feels
great
amazing.
like competitive one, but it just has all the shit, so you can't.
Greener, I know you're trying to get this thing off the gone, but I've now been fired up. Fucking Destiny is a fucking looter shooter. It's never going to be balanced because the gun rolls are random. It does not matter if you take abilities out. It's never going to be competitive. Stop asking for it to be competitive. If you want to play a competitive shooter, go play fucking Counter-Strike. Go play fucking Valorant. Fuck, go play fucking Warzone. It's more competitive than Destiny is, and it's completely infested with cheaters.
Okay, so let's remove all rolls from guns in these next iteration of hardware. Remove all rolls from guns, and you just choose if you like 120s, 180s, 140s, or if you're using a rifle.
Let's just have Bungie make a new PvP game that's just guns, and they'll just call it
Marathon?
fucking hardware.
Marathon.
Marathon.
No, hardware. Listen, Marathon is in a good spot right now because the guys that make Tarkov have totally shit the bed. But we
Holy
don't got time to
shit!
talk
Did they
about
ever?
it.
We don't have time. But how are you that stupid? Oh my god, that shit was so funny. I fucking laughed so hard. I was like, "Are you guys fucking
Not
dumb?"
funny if you already bought a $250 version of the game. It's not funny.
Well,
it's fucking annoying, is what it is.
Edge of Darkness was only 150, not 250. So, but the controversy was that Edge of Darkness. Just real quick, the Edge of Darkness version, when you bought it, it said will always include all DLC ever released. But here they are They're here 7 years later, and people stopped buying the game 4 years ago, and they're not making any money.
Wait, they bought that when? When did they release that thing?
Okay,
I don't know anything about Tarkov.
Then don't ask. It was 7 years ago when Tarkov released the original alpha. Okay. And people bought, all this stuff, and, you're always going to get DLC. But here they are. They need to make more money. The sales have slowed down because, everybody that wants that game's had it for years, right? Nobody's spending money on it because there's no microtransactions. There's none of that. They need to make some revenue to keep putting shit into this game. So they created this new edition that basically slapped every mother. He just disappeared. They slapped every motherfucking player that bought Edge of Darkness right in the face. Said fuck you. I personally don't care. If I still played Tarkov, I'd probably spend the extra $100 and get the new edition. But
the fact that they said this isn't DLC. This is just a mode in the new edition. I just laughed and
I also don't get it.
And laughed.
Because it says DLC on the Edge of Darkness. Why didn't they just say?
I know it does.
No, but
I know it does.
Why didn't they just say this is an expansion? I don't get it. Because
their social media manager is an idiot.
Because DLC to me is completely different than an expansion. Expansion,
I agree,
adds to the game where DLC fills in content in the game. I don't know. It's completely different. I would have ran with that narrative, be like, or just call it a standalone game or something. I don't fucking know. You can buy this. Call it Escape from something else. I don't fucking care. Something. I don't know. There's a different. They could have ran that way better than they did.
All right.
Holy fuck! Did they ever shit the bed?
Let's talk about Pantheon next week, Greener, when we've all had a chance to play it.
Wait, talk about what?
Pantheon next week when we have all had a chance to play it.
Oh, I'm not gonna be able to get in that. I'm gonna be too busy playing Stellar Blade. Escape from the wallets. You know, if I still played that game, I'd upgrade. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm a terrible consumer. Iron Banner next week. Last one this season. So if you don't got your shit, go in there and get it. It's only $100. Whatever. Fuck it. PvE mode with friends. That'd be fun. I pay $100 for that. Let's go, baby. That's it. I don't think any cosplay Cosmodrome is back. I don't know what the fuck that is, and I don't care. That's it, baby. Let's go. Any plugs? Let's get out of here.
None for me.
Pass by, have fun.
None for you.
I don't know what you're doing.
I don't got much. If you're live on the stream today, we've got Catastrophe stream tomorrow. We've got a raid, probably with some race members. If we get to midnight, I'm thinking we do the same as we did last month, play some Fall Guys, because that was fun. Drunk Fall Guys, what a blast! Let me tell you. And then Gatto's going to be doing something. I don't know what the shit it is, but he's going to be on there. So, which members? I don't know. I haven't really looked. Some members, they'll get there. I thought, did I say Wraith? Oh, my bad. Bastion. I meant Bastion. My bad, dog. My bad. I confused you. Yeah, we're doing a raid with Bastion members. My bad. That's it. That's tomorrow. Other than that, if you stumbled on the podcast and somehow made it to the end through this bullshit, dog shit, all that stuff, we're the Shrouded Gaming community. You want to join some Destiny clans? We've got like 24 of them, different platforms, time zones, all that fun stuff. shroudedgaming.com/discord. Check us out. And if you just want to come, like if you've already got your clan, you want to come into the Discord and just play LFG, do whatever. As long as you're respectful, we'll have you, baby. Get in there. Let's have some fun. All right, so you've watched this week of Shrouded episode 59. 10 more episodes. Let's go, baby. I want to say thank you as your host, AGreener. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Bebo and Rect for being here. Amazing stuff. Thank you guys. And we're going to rock on it.
Show's done. Go home.
Bye.
Bye.